Hydra is the sixth studio album by Dutch symphonic metal band Within Temptation. It was released on January 31, 2014 in Europe and on February 4, 2014 in North America. The album contains guest appearances by metalcore singer Howard Jones, rapper Xzibit, classical crossover symphonic metal vocalist Tarja Turunen and alternative rock singer Dave Pirner. The first single, Paradise, was released on September 27, 2013, and featured Turunen as guest vocalist. The second single, Dangerous, was released on December 20, in which Jones provided the male vocals. Background and composition. The writing process of the album began in 2012, and at the first half of the year the band had 6 songs written already. The album was originally scheduled to be released worldwide in September, by their new label, BMG, and in the Netherlands by Universal Music. On June 16, without finishing the whole album, the band went on to record the first music video for the new album. During a series of statements about the recording progress of the album, Westerholt stated that the album would contain death growls. In mid-May, bassist Jeroen van Veen went to the studio to record the bass for the first 5 songs. The band eventually got a North American signed deal with Nuclear Blast. The band also established a licensing deal with Dramatico for the United Kingdom release of the album. Once the drumming and vocal recording were complete, the final guitar recording started on August 26 and finished on October 22. On August 30, the band announced that the lead single Paradise would be released as an EP, also set to feature 3 tracks from the upcoming album in their demo form, being them Let Us Burn, Silver Moonlight, and Dog Days. Upon making this announcement, Den Adel said, "By releasing these demos we want to invite you in our home studio and show how we capture song ideas at an early stage of creating a new album. These demo versions are far from their final sound on the album, but will give you a hint of what we are working on. It will be fascinating to hear how the end result will sound like, once the album is released." After announcing that the lead single would contain a guest musician, on September 13 the band officially announced that Tarja Turunen was set to appear as a special vocalist on the title song. The album's name was revealed on November 8, alongside with the official tracklist, all guest musicians and the cover art, designed by Romano Molinar, the same artist who made the cover for The Unforgiving. The album title refers to the great variation in musical genres the band improves on with each new release. About the concept, guitarist Robert Westerholt says, "Hydra is a perfect title for our new album, because like the monster itself, the record represents the many different sides of our music." According to the ancient Greek mythology, the Hydra was a giant multi-headed serpent that, for each severed head, sprang forth 2 more in their place. As the title, the sound composition of the album was said to be varied, as Westerholt said, also referring to the album title, that they wanted it to be a real Within Temptation record, but heavier, more musically challenging, pushing borders and frontiers with new elements and influences, and at the same time bring back more from our early metal roots. A bit like the past and future at the same time. During an interview for Ultimate Guitar Archive, Den Adel said that the main improvement on the last 2 records, in which is the transition to the symphonic metal itself to a more varied and multi-oriented sound, came from the fact that the band was considering itself being in a box, where it could only sound in a restricted way inside its own genre and, having sold out all the possible elements in their 2007 release The Heart of Everything, the band decided to let all boundaries go musically where they were not allowed to go, and improve their sound with anything that can come out and fit on the album. Structure and inspirations. On answering a fan during a Q&A session on Twitter, Den Adel commented that the main inspiration for the songs on the album were the big things in life. The first track, Let Us Burn, is more guitar-oriented with less orchestrations and presents an air of melancholy, in order to propose real direct emotion in a way. Dangerous, the second track and second single, is about thrill-seekers and daredevils, illustrating people who need to live on the edge. The song contains fast riffs, distorted synthesizers, an overuse of drum bass in comparing with the band's typical musical structures, and features a fast and heavy up-tempo nature that matters well. The subject is also the music video, that features renowned skydiver Jock Summer performing gliding through the air and pulling off stunts. And We Run was the band's first track ever to contain rap vocals in an unexpected duet with American rapper Xzibit. According to Dan Adel, the main fact that the band decided to invite him was his open mind for experimenting. The song introduces itself with a piano and Dan Adel's clean singing right to chorus when she uses her high voice until Xzibit enters, contrasting with his rap vocals and dark, deep voice. Xzibit was allowed to do his parts in his own way as the band wanted it to be original and coming from the rapper's perspective. According to Westerholt, there was an initial criticism about the collaboration, as it appeared to run so far from their original musical style, and then an unexpected praise for the song. The first track to be revealed was Paradise. As it is closer to their symphonic metal roots, the band chose to invite musical genre fellow and former Nightwish vocalist Tarja Turunen, as it is also on her comfort zone. On collaborating with Turunen, Dan Adel stated that they immediately clicked, not only creatively but personally, as it felt completely natural that they would do this together. The song features lots of strings, fast drums, heavy guitars and orchestrations as Dan Adel delivers a lighter and more natural tone and Turunen a deeper and more powerful singing. Lyrically, the song is about collectivity, and it is based on the speech given by retired four-star General Peter Van Orm on May 4, 2013, which addressed the importance of not thinking only of yourself, or them, but us. On reviewing the earlier EP, critic Simon Bauer described it as every female-fronted metal fan utopian song mainly because of the cited duet. Promotion. On July 12, the first material came to the public eye, with the band revealing a teaser trailer, with no title or song titles revealed. In the next month, the band announced the title of the lead single, Paradise, also uploading a teaser trailer revealing some lyrics and a guitar solo in anticipation for the release. The music video and EP were released on September 27, and went well on iTunes sales, reaching 4th on the iTunes European music charts on the day of its release and 17th worldwide. On October 25 and 26, Dan Adel and Westerholt presented an unknown number of songs to the press. The official teaser trailer came out on November 8, alongside with the official announcement of the album name and release dates. On November 21, the band revealed that it was working again with director Patrick Ullis, who made the video of Mother Earth, on 2 new music videos to promote the album, Being Them Dangerous featuring Howard Jones, which was released on December 20, and Whole World Is Watching featuring Dave Pirner. At the end of November, Sharon traveled to Finland to start promoting the album on a radio station and present it to the press in France, Germany and the United Kingdom. On December 4, the first show of the upcoming promotional tour, at the Heineken Music Hall, Amsterdam, was sold out. During the promotional travelings, Dan Adel gave critics and radio stations access to the recording, and the first public impression from the album came through German radio station Rock Antenne, which classified the album as fast and heavy, and gave it a score of 5/5. The third single, Whole World Is Watching, was the chosen song for the album promotion in Poland, debuting on the Polish national radio station Polski Radio Program 3 on January 10, 2014, in a special version featuring Polish singer Piotr Rogucki. The band then went on a special trip to the United States to promote a listening party in Los Angeles on January 24, with the presence of Dan Adel, Westerholt and Jolie, a signing session in New Jersey, and to promote the album on radio stations. In the meantime, the band appeared for the first time on the cover of an American magazine. A few days later, on January 15, 2014, the main version of the song, featuring Pirner, was released as a promotional song on Dutch-Belgian radio station Q Music. As heading back to Europe, the band went on to visit popular Dutch radio stations such as 538 and 3 Fathoms and television programs for interviews and acoustic performances. On January 20, the band announced a tryout show for the upcoming tour at the FNR, in Eindhoven, to be held on February 20, having the tickets sold out on the same day. The tour was originally planned to start on January 2014, but it was postponed to a month later, so the band could polish more the songs before releasing the album and also have more time to rehearsals for the following tour. After this period of radio and television appearances for acoustic performances and interviews, the band is scheduled to embark on the Hydra World Tour, engaging on a tryout show on February 20 at the FNR, Eindhoven. Tickets for the show were completely sold out at the same day it was put on sale. The first official show occurred on February 26, in Helsinki, Finland, and the arena tour was scheduled to pass primarily in Europe before the summer festival season. Due to great demand, additional shows were announced and several venues were changed to larger ones with the intention to accommodate more people. At the end of the European leg, the tour had an attendance of over 120,000 people. Reception: Hydra received critical acclaim upon release. The first public impression from the album, through German radio station Rock Antenne, described the album as fast and heavy, giving it a score of 5/5. Music magazine Reflections of Darkness scored the album 10/10, classifying it more earthly and modern and comparing with the previous releases that featured a more celestial romance and coldness atmosphere. While commenting the new fashionable influences due to the special guests and other musical directions, the review ended alleging that still symphonic metal and progressive elements are there for those who are never tired of flawlessness, who value high-quality music and who are no strangers to the classical heritage. Rustin Rose, from Metal Liquibzine, also praised the album by giving it a score of 9.3 out of 10, primarily referring to the band's return to its heavier and dramatic foundation while also continuing to grow and expand its boundaries. About the guest singers, the reviewer commented that the song styling was diverse, but the band managed well to put the genres crossing on their own style. At the end of the review, Rose called it a masterful recording. British website Rock N Reel awarded the album 4 out 5 stars, also pointing the mix of styles presented in the record, especially the introduction of rap verses in the track, And We Run, and comparing the collaboration with Xzibit to that of Linkin Park and Jay-Z, while commenting that it works pretty well. Besides that, reviewer classified the album as full of synths, airy guitars, excellent backing vocals and harmonies. Eric Hunker, from American website The Front Row Report, praised the album and lamented their low popularity in the United States while crowding arenas in their native land, saying that Hydra is bound to thrust them onto the global stage and finally garner them the attention and respect they so richly deserve while calling them musical geniuses. Hunker alleged that Hydra finds, within Temptation further pushing their boundaries, exploring new elements and influences, while at the same time revisiting their heavier metal roots, and gave the album a score of 9.5 out of 10. Commercial performance: the album debuted at number 6 on the UK Albums Chart on February 9, 2014, making it the band's highest charting album in the country, with The Unforgiving charting at number 23. In the Netherlands, Hydra marked the band's return to the first position on the charts since the release of The Heart of Everything in 2007, as The Unforgiving Euro's peak position was number 2. The album also reached the number 1 position on the Czech Republic album charts, making it their first number 1 album outside the Netherlands. The album was also the first one to enter the US Billboard 200 in a top 20 position, charting at the number 16 and selling over 15,000 copies in the first week of release, a position far better than the predecessor The Unforgiving, which reached number 50. The album also reached number 1 on the American Top Hard Rock album charts. Hydra also became the group's highest-charted album in Austria, France, Germany and Switzerland. The album reportedly sold around 70,000 copies on its first week of release. Considering the great reception of both the album and tour on the North American market, Nuclear Blast opted to release a reissue of the out-of-print albums Enter and The Dance on November 10, 2014, in order to give people access of the band's early material. Track listing: all lyrics written by Sharon Den Adel and Robert Westerholt, except where noted. A deluxe box set, a 2 CD media book, a double vinyl gatefold, a songbook with all of the lyrics, a CD with instrumental versions from tracks 1 to 10, an exclusive WT guitar pick, packaged in an LP-sized deluxe box set, personnel, within Temptation, Sharon Den Adel, lead vocals, Robert Westerholt, guitars, growling vocals on tracks 6 and 9, Rue Jolie, guitars, Stefan Hellblad, guitars, Martij Spierenberg, keyboards, Jiren van Veen, bass guitar, Mike Coolen, drums, guest musicians, Howard Jones, clean male vocals. On track 2, Xzibit, rap vocals on track 3, Tarja Turunen, vocals on track 4, David Pirner, vocals on track 10, Piotr Rogucki, vocals on track 10, additional musicians, Frank Van Essen, violin, Jonas Papp, cello, production, Daniel Gibson, producer and programming, Robert Westerholt, producer, Juno Jimmink, additional production, Arno Krabman, editing, bass engineer, drum editing, drum engineering, Stefan Hellblad, editing and guitar engineer, Rue Jolie, guitar engineer, Martij Spierenberg, orchestration and orchestra production, Stefan Gloman mixing, Ted Jensen, mastering, charts, release history, references.